Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. In the last week, we've heard a lot about Kim Davis, the Kentucky clerk who refused to issue the marriage licenses to gay couples, even after being ordered to do so by several appeals courts, including the Supreme Court. Because she did not follow those judges' orders, she has been sentenced to jail for being in contempt of court. And the mainstream media, ever since that detail in the story has come out, has continually put this image before us of her mugshot. And what I notice about her mugshot is something I already decoded prior in her name Gematria, another connection to the number 55, which connects to Christian ministers of the past who have very much spoken out against homosexuality, including Fred Phelps, Jerry Falwell, Pat Robertson, and more. Notice her height, 5 feet 5 inches, a lot like the number 55. Her name, Kim Davis, in simple English gematria. Kim is a 33 name, just like Fred of Fred Phelps. Davis, a 55 name. Kim Davis in simple English gematria sums to 88, just like words poison, program, and Trump. I bring up Donald Trump because he's in the mainstream media right now making poisonous remarks about Mexicans and other people. I did a video months ago when he first got the mainstream coverage for his presidential race showing how the headlines were coded out with the numbers 88 surrounding Donald Trump, something the media likes to do. Fred Phelps in Pythagorean Gematria, 55. He established his church in Westboro, Kansas in the year 1955. This is Fred Phelps, if you're not familiar with him. He is infamous for taking followers of his church and protesting at the funerals of people who were homosexual. And what I always used to wonder is how in the world is Fred Phelps getting this information? In the case of Matthew Shepard, it makes sense because Matthew Shepard's death was a major national news story at the time. It was MTV that really promoted the death of Matthew Shepard. I'll point out that MTV has gematria of 55, just like Fred Phelps and Kim Davis. Fred Phelps died last year, March 19th, 2014. He died on a date with 36 numerology. If you sum 1 through 36, it totals 666. His church, Westboro, has gematria of 36 as well, like his date of death numerology. And notice how Westboro begins with that sequence of numbers 55, like the year it was established, 55. 55 is a very special number in numerology. Numerology has a Pythagorean gematria of 55 itself. If you sum the first 10 numbers, 1 through 10, it totals 55. And many books on numerology will explain that 55 and 10 are these divine numbers with connections to God. Interestingly enough, in gematria, the word Satan has gematria of 55. Satan equals 55 in gematria. This number coded into these Christian ministers who preach homosexual hate. Look at this definition of Satan: a powerful spiritual being, the tempter and persecutor of humanity. So think about temptation, and persecution. Persecute. Subject someone to hostility and ill treatment, especially because of their race or political or religious beliefs. It could also be for their sexuality. Fred Phelps very much persecutes homosexuals. With regards to being a tempter and temptation, check this out. Where he founded his church in 55 is Topeka, Kansas, which has gematria of 133. Just like the word homosexual, just like the word temptation. Fred Phelps is also a very angry person. Anger has Jewish gematria of 133. And his behavior, his actions have created all sorts of anger throughout this world for a variety of reasons. Let's watch Fred Phelps in action. Notice here at this protest, he's wearing a jersey with the number 89. I think this is because he's an agent, he's in costume, he's fulfilling an agenda. 89 is the number of religion. Many of these other mega churches are out of Virginia, such as Jerry Falwell, Pat Robertson. Virginia also has that gematria of 89. But let's just listen to Fred Phelps for a second.
God hates you. And I mean that in the kindest way. And this nation's under the wrath of God Almighty, and this nation needs to be told that.
And you
That's
think
the
that
message,
you think part of being a good American is
Remember in Gematria, the God number is 26. The English alphabet is 26 letters. God is spelled G-O-D, G's 7, O's 15, D's 4. 7 plus 15 plus 4 is 26. I bring that up because Fred Phelps established his church at the age of 26 in the year 55. 26 is the God number in Gematria. 55 is the God number in numerology. But 55 has a connection to Satan in Gematria, as we showed.
to have signs like those that we've just shown.
I'm telling you that that's the only righteous message for this evil nation that has gone the way of the Brokeback Mountain. A decent regard for the opinions and practices of all mankind for 4,000 uninterrupted years demands that these perverts, after 4,000 years of calling them faggots, still be called faggots. God's wrath is upon this nation, and he's pouring out that wrath by killing these soldiers and maiming these soldiers in Iraq and sending them back in body bags, and it's only going to get worse.
Pastor
The
Phelps,
metaphoric language of the scriptures is that smoke is coming out of the
Pastor
nostrils
Phelps,
of God, and fire is coming out of his mouth.
I think it's
Now,
already.
that means that God is cursing this nation.
I hear you.
And
Listen.
this nation must be told that. And anybody that has just a little teeny-weeny knowledge of the Bible knows that that's the truth.
Listen,
And this nation can only be going from bad to worse under
I
the
think that
wrath of
folks
God Almighty.
already recognize
Now, all these
exactly.
efforts to
Now,
stop
hold
us,
on,
you
just hold
understand,
on for a
are
second here and let me get a word in.
violation of the First Amendment. Two boys, duped by the satanic spirit of mockery, like Jon Stewart and Stephen Colbert, rolled over, went back to sleep. The next morning, they and all their fellow citizens of Sodom and Gomorrah were toast. Her queen, Elizabeth II, is the queen of fags. Fag feces blended with fag semen and dyke feces on the Bible.
Now, I'm not sure if you picked up on it there, but these guys are a little anti-gay. No, they are.
Absolutely.
If an individual should, wait a minute, I've got a question for you. If an individual should
all you
die
wanna
in
do is
urban
all the
America
talking.
tonight,
Now you're going to have to shut up and let me do a little bit of the talk. The straits that we're falling upon, as it was in the days of Lot.
I'm having a Rod
They ate,
Serling
they
moment
drank,
here,
they bought,
sir.
Listen up, America. They're not gay. They're fags. God hates fags. Fags burn in hell. Fags die. God laughs. Fags equal AIDS. Fags doom nations.
Truth Seeker, I want to show you something here. You talk about by the numbers. Look at the gematria of fags, gay, AIDS. Whoops, I spelled AIDS wrong. AIDS and Fred. He got all those words there in his 30 seconds of hate speech. And also notice how when we were just listening to Fred Phelps, he was blaming soldiers dying in Iraq on homosexuals instead of corrupt politicians and corporatists who lied us into a war. Just think about it. Here in America, so many people are pointing the finger, blaming, and so often the wrong people because of disinformation agents like Fred Phelps. So many people who come to my channel express more hatred for gay people than the villains who I'm exposing through this. So that programming is very real, it's very effective. In this YouTube community that says it's out for truth, a lot of people show the symptoms of Fred Phelps, Pat Robertson, Jerry Falwell. Look at Pat Robertson, Truth Seeker. Name Gematria of 55. Pat Robertson was born on March 22nd, also written 22/3 like the synagogue of Satan. Remember, 55 is the Satan number. Pat Robertson speaking out against homosexuals in the same way Fred Phelps does. 2 men with 55 names. Gutenberg Bible has a credited publishing date of March 22nd, 1455. Jerry Falwell. This is Jerry Falwell. This is Pat Robertson. After 9/11, they went on and blamed 9/11 on homosexuals. You can look that up. Falwell's church is in Lynchburg, Virginia, which has Gematria of 118. And look at when Jerry Falwell was born, Truth Seeker, August 11th, which can also be written 11/8. Do you see what I mean? Christian ministers by the numbers, by these deadly numbers. 118 is a number of death in Jewish Gematria. Lynchburg has Gematria 47, just like Christian. Virginia Gematria 53, just like religion. I really hope you Christians out there who pay attention to my work are letting this sink in. Falwell has name Gematria of 26, the God number, just like his birthday, 8/11/1933. Again, Fred Phelps began his church at the age of 26. Falwell died by the numbers too. May 15th, 2007. He died on a date with 47 numerology. Christian in Lynchburg. You see what's going on here, Truth Seeker? Let's close by listening to Falwell, his quick rant about who's to blame for 9/11. Here we go.
I really believe that the pagans and the abortionists and the feminists and the gays and the lesbians who are actively trying to make that an alternative lifestyle, the ACLU, People for the American Way, all of them who tried to secularize America, I point the finger in their face and say, you helped this happen.
That's what he says. That's in regards to 9/11. And Truth Seeker, there's another person on YouTube, somebody who even makes videos about me, asserting I'm someone other than I am. He's made several videos about me. His name is Dave Johnson. Dave Johnson has Gematria of 55. And I really think this is another one of their agents. Yes, a lot smaller than Jerry Falwell and Pat Robertson, but I think this guy is paid to spread the message of hate all over YouTube, targeting videos such as mine, where all I'm looking for is to promote truth, awareness, and help people wake up. So Kim Davis, this psyop, it's deeper than you know. It's connected to the agents of hate from the past. You got to ask yourself, the person who's most motivated to speak out against homosexuality in this world, is that anyone anybody should be paying attention to in light of all the things in this world that need fixing? All right, Truth Seeker, until next time.